Hey y'all, welcome to Knucklehead Confessions B.O.P.B edition. In this episode, I'm sitting down with someone who feels like family. And trust me, this convo is the one you didn't know you needed. We talk about what it really means to shift your life, why your mindset can block your money, and how to stop playing small in your own business. My guest, Patrice, she keeps it raw, real, and full of truth. And yes, we get to that knucklehead moment. So lean in, because this one is for anybody who ever doubted themselves but knew down deep they were meant for more. Welcome to Knucklehead Confessions, where we confessed about that moment when we were a knucklehead. And we've all had those knucklehead moments. And what we do on this show is share them so that we can help others take the right path instead of the wrong path that we took when we were a knucklehead.
Yes.
So today, I am so happy to have this guest here who I've recently met, and I feel like she's I don't want to say daughter, I'm going to say little sister. I'm her auntie. And we've met recently, and she is in a group of ours called B.O.P.B, that's Black Owned Professional Businesses. And we're just about supporting and growing together and circulating our money within our community better than we are doing now. So that's our goal. And I'm glad she's a member. But what caught my attention was, I can't remember what it was, but it was something really positive you said. And someone's post, it was a comment. And I was like, that's my person. That's exactly something I would have said. So I contacted you and we started talking, and we just kept realizing that you are my niece. I'm your auntie, right?
It's there. The connection is there.
It's there. So I'm so glad for you to be the first guest on Knucklehead Confessions B.O.P.B edition. There's going to only be members of our group that are going to be on this show as my guest. So I want you to introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do.
My name is Patrice Smith, and I am just honored to be here and share this space with you today. Thank you for having me and just being willing to kind of revamp this and restart it. I think it'll be fun for our Black professionals group. I am a serial entrepreneur, a mother, a wife. I'm just a girl that is all about putting her toes to the ground and trying something new slash just trying things. Currently, I have two home-based services where I live. I have an errand service where basically we run errands for people in the community. And I have a picnic service where we provide like picnic and pleasures, hotel room decorations when people come in town for vacation. Currently, I am also stepping into the coaching department. So I've been working in the poverty coaching section of my life where I just kind of want to encourage people. There's no need for us to have this mentality that we have, and there's enough dollars circulating around everywhere for us to go and get them. So that's my focus right now, just spreading love on people, letting them know what they are capable of doing, showing them low startup cost businesses, and just how we can do something different for our families and for our kids.
Love, love, love that. I love that. Your business, the one, well, all of them, I'm for them, okay? But the one where you set up the picnics and come to the
Yes.
hotel rooms and set it up, I'm
Yes.
all for it. I think that's something that can really catch on, and if you're in a good space for it and it's unique enough, I'm for it. So listen,
Thank
what we're
you.
gonna do today, you're welcome. What we're gonna do today, I'm gonna get a little more information about what you do, because we gotta know you. And then we're gonna have a little fun, play a little game or two, and then we're gonna get into that knucklehead. I haven't forgotten. We're gonna get to the knucklehead moment. I cannot wait, because it's my favorite part. First, let me ask you this question. What inspired you to start your entrepreneur journey?
Ooh, if I'm being honest, I never enjoyed working for other people. I don't want to say I have an authority problem because I don't think it's that, but right out of the gate, I was like, I don't really like this. You know, making $10 an hour, someone's telling me what to do. I feel overworked and underpaid. And that was kind of my mentality from the beginning. So for me, it was like, I know there's a better way, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I started waitressing a few years after that, I think my senior year in high school. And that kind of changed my thought process on how you can make money. Because at that time, I think we only made $4.68 an hour or something along those lines. And your skills is what brought in your tip money. as a senior in high school, I was making money that I didn't even understand that I could make until I started to make it. So from that first job of $10 an hour, someone telling me what to do and how to do it, to transitioning to using skills and making more money, it kind of just opened up my eyes, to be
Based
honest with you. Yeah,
on something that you controlled,
there you
you
go.
could determine how much you made. As soon as I turned 21, I became a bartender, so I understand that. And depending on the situation you're in or where you're at, where you work, the money could be amazing. And something you said I connect with, it wasn't that there was no authority issue for me either, but I like to have variety.
Yeah,
As an entrepreneur, anyone that's entrepreneur, you can understand this. There's usually not a date that's alike. They're very different. You never
that's
know
right.
what's going to happen. And you can make it whatever you want to be. If you get bored of it being one way, you can change it. You
That's
can be
right.
like Patrice and I, we are serial entrepreneurs. So when you're running more than one business, you're definitely having a lot of different stuff going on. And I love that. And that was one of the things for me working for other people. Some days I just was like, I don't want to do this again today. I did that yesterday,
Right.
you know?
Yes, the
So
switch up is nice.
yeah, so that was one of the reasons, but being able to control how much money you make, that's awesome.
It's mind
So,
blowing. It really changed the name of the game for sure.
yeah, I can see that opening your eyes to the idea of, I can do this for myself too. This is the only way
There
I
you
want to
go.
make money.
And I noticed something too. All my businesses are truly customer service driven. Everything that I've started,
Mhm.
it's all based on true customer service. So it was just a great lesson early on. I'm glad I learned how to talk to people, how what you say can help dictate what you make. I mean, it's just a fact. So hey, it's a good lesson.
I worked as a bartender at this club and we shared the tip. I had to leave. I was like, no
Yeah.
way am I coming out here with all this personality, giving all this
Mm-mm.
interesting conversation to everybody and being friendly and loving everybody. And I'm making all this money and I have to share it. And they're just
No, ma'am.
they're
My
sitting
heart
back
feels it.
literally. Like
Mm-mm.
there was someone doing that. So that's the next step, right? Being in control of the
Yes,
situation, not just
yes,
being able to make money like a commission based situation, but
yes.
being in control of the situation and not having someone pull the rug off from under you because you
Yes.
don't own that situation. They can say bye for whatever reason.
I was just talking about this with my husband yesterday. We get comfortable in other people's property, for lack of better terms, and we start using terms like my, and we really don't have any tangible hold there.
Mm-mm.
That's a very dangerous word. My is so dangerous. And when I say it, I need it to be mine. I don't want it to be referencing something that belongs to someone else that I'm calling mine. So you spoke a word right there.
That's so true. And I'm going to throw in this real quick, even though this is not directly related, but it connects. When people say my social media network or my followers, they're not yours, they're
Mm.
Facebook's. You are
Yes.
working for Facebook. You can
Yes.
use the situation to your benefit, but don't make that a permanent situation. Get a website.
We could wake up tomorrow, it could all be gone.
And then all this effort that you put into building something is gone.
That's it.
Have this other building on the side that you know is yours. That's your website. If that other building fall down or they tear it down or they take it from you, you have this still. It's yours, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I'm not
Ab
saying don't use social media. I'm saying don't let it be your only online presence. That's all. Okay, so let me ask you another question. What has been your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it?
I think imposter syndrome, if I'm being honest with you, has been one of the most challenging things that I've gone through.
Mm,
My whole life, people have always seen something in me that it took me a little bit longer to see in myself. From a child, honestly, oh, she's anointed, she's this, she's that. Just so many different positive things people could see in me. But for a long time, I couldn't get past myself. And I'm like, oh, well, but am I good enough? I mean, I can do it, but are people going to love it? It was all here. And that's where the poverty coaching actually came in over the years of going through things myself and having to just get outside of my own mind, being stronger than my own mind. I think that was honestly probably one of the biggest pieces. I would go through stages where I would know I was capable of things, but truly believing that I could do it would hold me back. It would just give me a little bit of fear sometimes. So I'm like, I would step lightly, as I like to say. I'm not
Mhm.
really in a season of stepping lightly anymore. I've kind of moved that fear aside. Me and God still have our conversations when I get a little uncomfortable, but as far as just feeling imposterish and that I don't have enough to bring to the table or that I don't even know maybe what you're talking about, that was a thing. That was a big thing in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah,
And I don't know, I give the credit to God. I feel like I've come so far in those feelings. If you wanna do something, honey, you gotta believe it, you gotta get out there and do it, and there are people who absolutely need what you bring to the table. I don't care what it is. There's someone out there that needs what you have, so you just gotta
that's
dig
true.
deep and believe, and I've learned to do that, and I feel good in where I am with it, and now I wanna help bring other people out of those feelings, positions, and situations.
That's a great story for you to share with those who might need your service because you've been there and you know what it feels like.
Yes.
And that's really important. And a lot of people deal with that imposter syndrome because
Every
it's
day.
just like, why would someone pay me for this? Or
There
will
you
I walk
go.
in the door and they think, what are you doing here? That's just us
Yeah.
thinking that. No one's thinking
Yes.
that. We're thinking that they're going to question if we are what we say or what we're presenting ourselves to be. For me, it was just believing what other people said about me. I just started believing it. I didn't push it away. I didn't say, oh, but they said that, but you have to really get to that point where you just feel like, I am this powerful. I am this wonderful. I am all that.
Yes.
And I have something to share. And when you
Yes.
decide what you've been through can help someone else, then you
Yes.
know who's going to benefit. And that's what you want to find out. Who's going to benefit? Now you won't have that feeling because as soon as they sit down with you or talk to you, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, you're just what I need.
That's it.
And as soon as
That's
I
it.
determine who I help the best or who can get the best out of my service, those people sit down with me and they're like, oh my goodness, you're the person that's going to help me with this.
That's
Everything you're
it.
saying makes sense. And then you have more of those moments versus struggling with somebody or having
Yeah.
that imposter syndrome come back up when you done pushed it down. Put yourself in a position to be around those who you know you can help, and then you won't have that. That's what helped me. And believing what
That is
people were saying too.
That's so well said. You said it so beautiful. It's the belief system in us. Like our minds are so powerful, so strong. The subconscious itself is so strong, but it's so retrainable. We don't have to feel the way we feel. We don't have to think the way we think. We don't have to believe certain things that say sometimes we believe. So you said it great. Absolutely. We can do this if we want to do this. You can do anything you want to do if you just truly believe that you can do it and put action behind it.
The right action behind it too. And be open
Yeah.
to figuring that out. Sometimes we're so stuck doing things one way and we just for some reason don't realize we can turn the corner, we can maneuver a different way. You know what I mean? We have to
That's
figure
it.
it out. And if you really believe in it and love what you're doing and believe in your mission, you will do what you have to do and
Yes.
make it happen.
All right. And I want to say that too, the first step isn't always maybe the right step or the perfect step, but you got to step. If you're waiting on the perfect step, sometimes you might not know what that looks like. You know what I mean? So my encouragement is
You might
is
not
to
know what
make
it
the
looks
step.
like until you've done it wrong.
There you go.
And
Yes.
you need to do that. That's like
Yeah,
some people date the wrong person, and if they had never dated that wrong person, they would have never found their person.
that's it.
You would not have recognized that was your person if you hadn't have dated that wrong person.
Nailed it.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is something you're excited for that's coming up?
Ooh. This may sound like a service level answer, but the life shift. I think sometimes you get to a point in life where you feel it coming. You may not know what it is, but you feel it coming. And I'm really sitting with God in that feeling right now. It's just only something that He and I can understand. I can't really put it in words, but the life shift. I'm
Mhm.
excited about the life shift that's coming in my life.
I'm with you. I feel it
Yeah.
too. And I'm like, wow, it's happening.
I'm
It is
ready.
happening. You
That's
know,
right. That's
And
right.
that's an interesting feeling. I don't want to say it's good. It is good. I don't want to say it's scary. It is scary. It's a lot of stuff.
There
I
you
don't.
go.
You don't want to just say one thing that it is because it's just like energy. It's a being. It's feeling alive.
Energy. What a word. Yeah, the energy is great.
Yeah.
The energy of life right now is it
Yeah.
just feels good. And things may not be perfect. I don't believe in perfection. But I believe in good energy and there's a lot of good energy in my life right now and a lot of positivity. So I'm not 100% sure where God has taken me on this road, but I know we're riding somewhere right now. That's my
I
answer.
love it. I love it. I love it. And I just connect with it. So we are going to move on to the games. So
I'm
we're going
ready.
to
We've been
start with
talking
this
about
game.
it.
Yeah, we're going to start with this game. It's called This or That. So here's one: manifestation journal or vision board.
Manifestation journal.
I'm with that. Yeah.
I'm a writer, I think, more than a visionary. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done the vision board thing. Me and my girls, we get together, we have our vision board parties, and it's cute. It's great girl time.
Mhm.
I'm not a person that's gonna go back and reference that vision board throughout the year. It's just not my style, but I'm definitely going manifestation journal. I wanna write it. I wanna look at it. I probably wanna write it again and maybe one more time too.
Yeah. I got you
That's
there.
me.
Okay. So coffee shop vibes or home office hustle.
I'm going coffee shop vibes. Though I love to be in the house, I'm definitely going coffee shop vibes.
Mhm. I used to
It's just a
meet
different
clients a lot years ago before we were doing this Zoom. It wasn't as common. It was called Skype then, and people did that
Yeah,
when they were in long distance relationships.
I
Mostly,
remember
that was most
the
of the times when people used that. It was different reasons, but I was coffee shopping it like crazy because that was just the way to go.
story.
But I'm Zooming so much more now, but I miss the energy that comes through meeting somebody in person.
Well, you see that though, and the more we're stepping into this online space, not that this is new, but Zooming and the Zohos of the world, people aren't necessarily meeting and networking like they were before. Of course, COVID did this to us, but I do enjoy just getting out, like you said, face to face interacting with people. This is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful when you can't, but sometimes, yeah, let's just grab a coffee and talk about it. It's just something there, back to that word energy. It's just a different energy
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're face to
Yeah.
face with someone.
All right. So here's a different game. It's called Here for It or Not. Okay. Talking to yourself in the mirror, like, you got this, sis, even when you're not 100% convinced. Here for it or not.
I'm here for it. But it takes a little more than just that. But I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Get in that mirror, pump yourself up, do what you need to do. Yes, get in that mirror and have that moment. But do it too when you're in your car by yourself. Even if you're just go on a walk and have that moment sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Be in nature, have that moment. You can have that moment anywhere. It does not just have to be the mirror. So I'm here for it, but stay open-minded with it. You can
Yeah.
have that self-reflection at any time. Typically, I have to find a quiet time for myself because I have little. Sometimes I just have to go on a walk by myself so that I can really get with myself, is what I like to call it. And yeah, that's my time of looking in the mirror, even though I'm not really looking in the mirror.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm here for
I
it.
think you need to go beyond just faking it till you make it or
Right,
trying to trick yourself to believe in it. You're
right.
supposed to stay positive and optimistic, sure. But if you don't think you have it right now, 100%, then like you said, Patrice, talk to yourself, work through it, break
Yes.
it down, figure it out, think of solutions. Just clear your brain and your
Yeah.
mind so that you can welcome in what the solution is. Sometimes it's just
That's
too
it.
much going on in your mind to figure it
Oop,
out. You can make something just turn into the worst, or you could turn it into something beautiful, like they say, lemonade out of lemons.
I'm telling you, when I really learned that what we feed ourselves is truly what we digest. If we don't think we can do it, or if we think it's just the worst thing ever, it's just going to be a catastrophe. But you said the words, you got to be able to clear your mind. Even with all those things going, you got to be able to stop and just reset that moment. Whether it's on a walk, whether it's looking in the mirror. Sometimes for me, it's music. Listen, music is a
Mhm.
therapy for me. I will get in
Yes.
my car. And sometimes I just praise, sometimes I just sing, whatever it is. That's, it's up to us. At the end
Yeah,
of the day, we have control, and it's just what we do
we
with it.
do. We have
It's what we
control.
do with it.
It's a good saying that we can't control what's outside, but we can control what's inside. So
Indeed.
whatever happened to us, we can't control it, but we can control how we respond to it, how we let it affect us, you know?
Yes.
So explaining your prices to folks who still want a discount, here for it or not.
Now, I'm not here for it. Let's go ahead and touch it on the nose, because this is something I've actually been seeing a lot in the social media digital space. Online courses is something that's a big thing right now. And you'll see some people selling their courses for this, some selling it for that. And the commentary that I see that some people have, it kind of makes me giggle sometimes. Listen, you cannot dictate someone else's price. My worth is my worth. You don't know what I put into it. You don't know how many sleepless nights I had. At the end of the day, I'm here for you. If the price is not for you, then baby, what do they say? Swipe left or scroll up, or I don't know what they call it now, but I'm not here to beg you to understand the value in it, because that lets me know from the jump that's a red flag. I'm gonna have a lot of problems with this one. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Mm-mm.
done with those days. I've given deals and stuff to people, and a lot of times the people I give the deals to, they try to drain it and juice it for everything they can, and it was too much for them in the first place. I don't want you to stress yourself out
That's it.
purchasing this, because you're going to try to juice it for everything because you think that it wasn't worth it or something. I don't
That's
know.
right.
I don't mind explaining it, breaking it down. I don't mind that. But if you're still
Right.
like, but I still don't understand why it's so much.
Oh,
And I'm
God.
like, okay, I get it. Well, let's just, let's circle back to this later. All right.
Exactly. You can't convince people what they don't want to be convinced. And I'm convinced of that. So if you come in the door telling me it's too much, I already know your mind is made up.
Yeah,
Your mind is made up, and that's okay. That is okay. We
yeah,
can agree to disagree that this is not a great match for both of us, and we just carry on.
absolutely.
So no, I'm not
Absolutely.
here for it.
Yeah, not here for it.
No.
Okay. Now, let's get to it. We just stalled long enough. Let's get to it. Let's get to that knucklehead moment that you had. You confessed your knucklehead moment, and I am so proud of you to be brave enough to share with us how much of a knucklehead you were once, and that you
Thank
learned
you.
from it. And what did you learn? Let's go.
And you know what? I really truly wish I could say it was just once, but it's one knucklehead decision that I feel like I've made over and over again that I had to just realize is not it. And it's gonna be so small to some, but to me it really is so big. And it is really learning to carry Jesus, my Savior, in my business and in my personal life. Because hear me when I tell you, in my mid 20s, when I started just truly my entrepreneurship journey, I've had great days. I've had highs and I've had lows. But in those highs and lows, I didn't have Jesus. And I had a lot of lost seasons, just lost, having good
Mm,
days, making money, but lost, having turmoil, lost. And until I really and truly and honestly told myself that I was going to commit my life and walk better and live better and better, understand my whole even purpose of just being on this earth, I felt like I was living in nothing but turmoil.
mm,
Everything that was right always felt like it turned wrong. Like nothing could stay good is when I look back is how I feel. And it's again, it seems so small,
mm.
but it's so true. When I really picked up my cross and said, this is what I'm doing, and just reshifting my mind in that, it's changed my life.
You said a small thing. It's
It's
huge it's
huge.
huge to you because
It is.
maybe what was small was just the idea of making that transition. But what
Yes.
is done is so huge to you because I could tell the way you're talking, and people of similar faith are listening to you and saying, you know what? I need to be stronger. I need to stand stronger in that place so that I can see how my life can be improved because I don't need to do this alone?
It can only get better. It
Yeah.
can only get better. And that's the only thing I can tell anyone who thinks they have it figured out, but their spiritual life isn't right. It can only get better. There's nothing bad that is going to come with growing your relationship with the Lord and also letting him lead your business. Cause it wasn't just me. I grew up going to church with my grandmother, like church and religion has always been a part of my life. But until I adopted something as an adult for myself and my own family is when I really felt like I started to see transition in my life.
Mhm.
So I say it may be small to others. Some may see it to be so simple, so minute, but it is huge to me and it has made a huge difference. And even on those days that might not be, $1,000 days, just my mindset about things are different. Once upon a time, I might not have seen things a certain way. And now I don't even stress about certain things because it's just my perception of life, faith, money, how it all goes together. It's made a huge difference. It's made a huge impact in my life. God has made a huge impact in my life.
That means a lot, not having to live with a certain level of stress. So being able to relieve stress, however you do it, is huge because you can be more of who you're supposed to be. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with what you just said. And I think that a lot of the other things that we've shared, someone's going to connect with this. And we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're paying forward, right?
Absolutely.
Come back again and co-do this with me one time. I think it'll be a lot of fun. You have great wisdom. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and sharing your information, sharing your story, sharing your life, sharing your what am I say? Energy.
Yes,
Thanks for sharing it. And I'm gonna always be in touch with you because you are my new family. I am
I
so
love you.
excited to have found you.
Honored to be here. Listen, I'm happy to grow with you. And I thank you so much, really, for just trusting me in your space. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, until next time, everyone, I wish you much success on every step of your journey and see you soon. Bye. Thank you so much, Patrice. Love you so much.